Alright, this is John Cola with OKRod.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you guys. At this episode, I'm here in West Palm Beach, Florida. I'm at Tropical Acres Farms at tropicalacresfarms.com. I know you're probably watching this because you are a mango lover like I am. And unfortunately, most Americans and probably many of you guys have never had mangoes fresh, ripe off the tree, right? Luckily, I visit many farms and have lots of good mangoes over the years, but that being said, most of the mangoes I eat, unfortunately, are imported from outside the United States. When you guys buy imported mangoes, number one, they're picked too early, so they haven't developed the optimal flavor. A matter of fact, I know some of you guys have bought mangoes that have been picked too early. You get them, and then they mold and rot before they ever ripen, right? The other thing that happens on imported mangoes is that they have to kill all the pests and the bugs in there. So they will basically hot water dip them. Some people will claim that hot water dip mangoes are no longer raw or that it changes the flavor. It really stops all the enzymatic activity, so maybe they're not gonna ripen optimally. And then other mangoes, unfortunately, are even irradiated, which can do other things with the fruit that we're not gonna talk about, that may also change the flavor as well. So you really haven't had a good mango before because of those two things. But then even going further, mangoes that you buy in commercial trade, there's maybe less than 5 different common varieties. Like if you guys buy avocados, you buy Hass avocados. They're always Hass, except if maybe you live in California or some other places, you get some Fortes and some Bacons and some other few kinds that have different flavors. I mean, think if you went to the store and you bought apples and you could only get Red Delicious, and Red Delicious apples were just said apples. I mean, we got Granny Smith apples, we got Fuji apples, we got Honeycrisp apples, we got all these exotic apples, but nobody has exotic mangoes except Tropical Acres Farms. They have over 330 varieties. Now, they may not be shipping all these varieties to you guys out there, but they're gonna ship some of their top producing mangoes. They'll ship to you guys anywhere in the country except Hawaii and California. So if you live in Hawaii, you should probably be growing your own mangoes. And if you live in California, California agriculture just screws you guys anyway. So maybe you might want to move to Florida. A lot of Californians are these days. So the other thing I want to say is that he has 330 different varieties of mangoes, and they all ripen at different times, right? Some are early, some are mid, and some are late season. And the mango season here in Florida is basically the whole summertime, right? And they're totally delicious. And at any time during the summer when you go to Tropical Acres Farms, he puts up availability generally on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. That's probably Eastern Standard Time. So you could go to the website and place your order at 7, because probably at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, they're sold out, because he'll have 5 of this box, 5 of this box, maybe 2 of this box, and he'll drive around the property and see what mangoes he has, and you could pick and how many boxes he could make. He'll put those up, and then they'll instantly sell out, because mango aficionados from all over the country, except Hawaii and California, are ordering his boxes. And so if you guys really want to try some of the best mangoes that I've ever tasted in my life, you definitely want to go to tropicalacresfarms.com and reserve your order, and then he'll ship it to you like overnight or whatever that week, and you'll be tasting some amazing mangoes that you've never tasted before, and some of these flavors will knock your socks off. So in this episode, I'm going to go around to some of the trees that are ripe right now, and of course they'll vary depending on the time of the season, and we're going to go ahead and taste test them for you guys in this episode, show you guys what I think of the taste and how you could get some amazing mangoes shipped to you anywhere in the United States except Hawaii and Florida. All right, so as you guys can see, we're here in the mango orchard, and there's just so many trees planted. And like, the cool thing is, this is like, you're like, why is this so bright green? That's because this was pruned here, and the new growth comes back really light green, and you guys can see the older growth a lot more darker green. And then we're gonna keep going down and check it out. Here's a tree with tons of fruit, and to find the right fruit for eating today, right now, right? Check out on the ground. They drop. That being said, if they will be shipping you guys fruit, right? He's looking for fruit on the tree that's like getting ripe, but not quite too soft, because he doesn't want them to get damaged in shipping. He's gonna basically harvest them when they're ready to be harvested, and then they'll ripen for you guys once you guys get them safely in the mail without getting bruised and damaged. So this tree is called the Angie, and it is a cross between famous Florida varieties of mangoes, Edwards and the Carrie. I had a Carrie earlier and I really liked it. It has a nice unique flavor, and we're gonna go ahead and taste test it for you guys. All right, so this is the Angie mango. Look at that. You know, guys can't find color of these mangoes like this color like in the grocery store, man. or like this is like optimally ripe. So we're just gonna go ahead and cut it. Camera, look at this. Woohoo! Look at that nice ripe mango, brilliant fresh. Now before you guys eat any mango, I want you guys to smell it. Oh yeah, it smells nice. Super floral, super fragrant. And you can't do this on store-bought mangoes, man. You could just take the mango, the skin comes off so easily, you could peel it, right? And here's the thing, probably nobody ever told you guys. Like some people, you may get allergic to mango skins, but actually there's mangiferin or something in there that actually is like anti-cancer and has all these, you know, health properties that are good for you. So you could eat your mango skin. Wow! To me, this mango skin, every mango skin is different. Some might be really mild, some might be stronger with more terpenes and whatnot. This mango skin to me has like a really nice floral flavor. I think it's quite good. Plus, of course, the mango skin is rich in fiber that can feed your microbiome. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and bite into this mango, Angie, so I can tell you guys what it tastes like. Very few, like I would say this is like almost a fiberless mango. Very few fibers. Not super stringy like mangoes you would buy. Really excellent flavor. I love this mango a lot. So good. Mildly sweet, but nice complex flavor notes. Like it's really hard to describe and put into words. Like if you guys haven't tried these mangoes, you guys could buy some of these mangoes to try, to see if you want to buy the tree, right? That's one reason why people buy mangoes. Of course, you could just buy the mangoes to eat them and enjoy them and have different, you know, experiences than you've ever had before because you haven't tried mangoes this good. All right, next up, guys, we got the ValCarrie tree. This is selected by Zills in Boynton Beach, probably like 50 years ago. So this is like this tree's not 50 years old, but this variety is 50 years old, and it's a cross between the Carrie and the Valencia Pride. And so let's see, you can see some fruits are starting to like turn ripe, and you can see there's one here on the ground, and you guys can see this side is starting to ripen, but then if we flip it over, this side's a lot more riper. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut off this side for you guys, and we're gonna taste this ValCarrie. Carrie's a mango I really like. It has a nice flavor, so it's gonna be interesting to taste. This one is that's a cross and a hybrid, right? So look at that, nice, really nice color on these guys. The thing I want to tell you guys, if you guys have your own mango trees and harvest them right, you don't want to leave them like off the tree too long. When they get a little bit soft, like you would normally pick mangoes in the store, then they're probably too soft, and they're basically, because there's a lot of enzymatic activity in here, they're probably fermenting. So you want to get them at the right ripeness and not let them get too soft. So there's like many ways to eat mangoes. I think lately I've just been peeling them off, and when they're this ripe, you could you know, fairly easily peel them. All right, so let's try this ValCarrie. I like this one definitely better than Angie, so you might want to get this one instead. Definitely a winner in my book. So juicy, so ripe, so delicious. All right, so next up, guys, check this out. We got the Fruit Punch Mango. These mangoes are huge, and this is actually this is a hybrid from the Zill 80 that came out in 1980. This is a well sought after mango that many people desire. I don't know exactly why yet. Maybe they taste amazing or something, but we got a ripe one. And if they have ripe ones, they can ship them to you. And of course, if you guys live in Florida, you guys could buy your own tree from the farm here and grow your own Fruit Punch Mango. This is a classic sub-acid mango right here. Look at the size on that. We're gonna try it, sub-acid mango. Once again, just like apple varieties, all these mango varieties taste a little bit different, and it's hard for me to put into words the minute differences in these. Yes, they're sweet. Some of them have floral notes, some of them have a little more sappy notes. I mean, you just gotta try to find them and see which one you like the best, and the only way to do that is to try them yourself and see, oh, I love the taste of this, I don't like the taste of that. And so we're gonna go try this Fruit Punch Mango. Well, it looks like a mango on the inside. And on this one, we're just gonna go ahead and slice it down. A little bit fermented on that side, a little bit zingy. I mean, the other side, I would say it has a classic mango flavor. Definitely not one of my favorites. I don't know why people love this so much. But nonetheless, if you're into classic mango flavors, actually this is good. But I really like the floral mango that to me tastes a lot more interesting than the classic mango flavor. All right, next mango up, we got the Jehangir, and these just happen to be ripe right now in this season. This mango is actually from India. And you know, every different mango is different. I'm learning so many things about mangoes on this trip. And I've learned like these mangoes stay green when they're ripe, and they're not the most, you know, beautiful mango because they stay green on the outside, maybe more whitish on the inside. But surely we have a ripe one today to try for you guys. Jehangir from India, and that's a cool thing. They grow a lot of Indian varieties mangoes, a lot of from Southeast Asia, from Asia. All have different flavors, guys. So let's go ahead and cut this open and show you guys what it looks like. All right, look at that. Oh yeah, look. That's not that orange on the inside, right? But still, this is considered ripe. If they let them go too long, they can start getting fermented and just nasty and gross. And of course, some mangoes, you could actually eat them green and shred them into salads and whatnot, okay? And they're not sweet. So Jehangir from India, let's try it. Wow. That'll blow you away, guys. Like, this doesn't taste like a mango. To me, this tastes like a maybe cross between some kind of like citrus, little acid notes. I'm tasting like some anise or like licorice notes in there too. It's quite complex. Not super sweet, not gonna like blow you away. But what I'm really loving about this mango is the more complex flavor that you don't get in a standard mango that just tastes sweet and you don't taste other things, right? A lot more complex is Indian mango. I especially like it like right near the stem. Maybe it's like more flavorful right there for me. So good, actually. Wow, that taste was there. I was like, whoa, this is so good, man. It's like eating flowers plus mango plus citrus all at the same time. Jehangir, yeah, you guys want to get that one for sure. All right, guys, we got to try another mango for you guys. This is a Thai mango called Keow Savoy, and actually this mango is actually sweet when it's green. Now, yes, it's firm when it's green, but these are eaten hard and firm with a tad sweetness. So I really want to try to see what, besides the sweetness, what am I getting? Am I getting like a lot of fiber, no flavor? I mean, we're gonna try it. And you eat it like an apple. This will blow your mind. Look at this. Watch this. Oh, it's too tough. Wow. Amazingly, you know what? I've gotten apples that taste less sweet than this. Now, I'm not going to say this is super sweet, but a Granny Smith doesn't taste as sweet as this one. But it's really fibrous, so we're going to spit out the skin, and we're going to try to just get the flesh only. Wow. That's an interesting experience. So for me, yeah, very slight sweetness, little bit of flavor. I mean, I would shred this in a salad and put a salad dressing on it. It would definitely be good. All right, the next mango I want to share with you guys is the Po Pew Kalay, or PPK from Burma, right? Also known as lemon meringue mango. So if it has the name lemon meringue mango, must taste like lemon meringue pie. I do not advocate you guys eat lemon meringue pie, but I advocate you guys eat Po Pew, whatever it is. Lemon meringue mango. And check it out. We got a ripe one right here. Look at that nice color on that mango. Nice and yellow, right where it needs to be. And let's go just ahead and shave off this one side of the mango and try it. All right, check it out, guys. Look at that nice color on the inside. And once again, man, these ripe mangoes, easy peeling. You don't need a scoop, you don't need a spoon, just need your fingers, right? Try that from mangoes from the store. It ain't happening, guys. All right. Wow. This is my favorite one so far. I can say it melts in your mouth. There's small amounts of fiber, so it's not fiberless, very little fiber. Amazing flavor. You guys gotta try this lemon meringue mango. And I mean, and this is just one of 330 different varieties that he grows here, and they have lots of different more floral mangoes. Those are my favorite ones, the floral mangoes that you guys will just never get if you just buy mangoes at the grocery store. So I want to encourage you guys that live in a place where you could grow mangoes to buy some trees And I want to encourage you guys that don't grow mangoes or can't grow mangoes to get this fruit that he could ship to you direct anywhere in the United States except for Hawaii and California. They're the best. All right, so now we're here inside the packing shed, and actually there's 3 ways to buy these mangoes from Tropical Acres Farms. Number 1 is order them online and they will ship them to you, which I'll be talking about. Number 2 is you can actually place an order online and then pick up here at the farm in West Palm Beach. And those 2 first options are the best way to order your fruits from Tropical Acres Farms, because you guys are going to get some of the fruits that never make it to the farm stand. They go online to sell in a box or a box to pick up before they make it to the farm stand. And of course, you can come to the farm on select days, select times, and pay cash to buy your mangoes personally. So you guys can see, here's a box of mangoes that are going to be good for the farm stand. And if they're actually shipping the mangoes, they will actually pick them, put them in the box, and then ship them out to you like the same day, because they want you guys to have the freshest mangoes. They're shipped like 2-day FedEx in this large box that they basically wrap the mangoes and put some padding in there so they're not going to get bruised. They put the box on the scale, they tear it out, and then they will be shipping you guys anywhere from 11 to 13 pounds of mangoes with no guarantees. But if it don't reach 11, they're not going to ship it out. And of course, some mangoes are small, some mangoes are larger. So you guys can see in this box here, he's got different kinds: Phoenix, Ceci Love, Diva, Tess Pollock, Pickering. It says must be ripe. He's got Plum Spring. He's got Guava. I want to try this. It supposedly tastes like a guava. It's from Hawaii, from Maui actually. He's got the Maha Chenik. Like, there's so many different kinds. I mean, here's a Chino mango, an Angie mango, a Mava mango. Did you guys know that there's that many kinds of mangoes? So go on his website, tropicalacresfarms.com. You guys could check out the mangoes that he has available for shipping or pick up here in West Palm Beach during the season. Anyways, the last part of this episode, we're going to go ahead and interview Alex and ask him more about the mangoes and the amazing varieties that he'll ship to you guys anywhere in the United States except for California and Hawaii. All right, so now we're here with Alex, one of the owners and farmers here at the farm, and we're going to talk to you guys more about the mango fruits he can ship you. You guys could also pick up here, even come to the farm stand. Mostly we're going to be just talking about the mangoes that he could ship to you guys wherever in the United States you live, except those 2 mentioned states. So Alex, why did you get into growing mangoes?
I got into growing mangoes actually because it was something that I developed a passion for when I was younger. I was exposed to mangoes as a kid, of course, and when I was a kid in high school and middle school, I took the school bus and we'd be going around the neighborhoods in Jupiter, Florida, and I noticed all the different types and shapes and sizes and colors, and they were just kind of fascinating to me. So the hobby developed while I was in college. I started doing a lot of independent research on them, and that was what got me into this before I started my career. So.
Wow, wonderful. And how many types of mangoes do you guys grow here at the farm?
We grow more than 300 different kinds. I'm pretty sure it's north of 330 different kinds at this moment. We're climbing towards 400, I guess. It's pretty incredible that we've been able to collect this much, because I never imagined that we'd have this many different kinds, but we do. And we're proud of that collection and of the opportunity it affords us to study this fruit. It's so special.
So what makes this fruit so special?
I would say that mangoes, more than any fruit in the world, inspire a level of excitement, nostalgia, and passion that you don't see in other fruits. And there's a few different reasons for it, I suppose. I mean, they have such a wide spectrum of flavors. Okay. I don't know of too many other fruits where we have to refer to other fruits to describe their flavor, but we have to do it with mango because they're so hard to describe. David Fairchild used to say something to the effect of that he regarded the mango as the finest fruit in the world, but he couldn't begin to describe it. And so they're so unique in that regard. We have mangoes nowadays that taste like coconut, mangoes that taste like citrus, mangoes that taste like stone fruits, like peaches and nectarines and things like that, mangoes that taste like honey. they really do run the gamut in terms of the different flavors that we can find in them. But not just flavor, aroma. Smell is the strongest trigger of memory, or one of the strongest triggers of memory. And so it's amazing to see people's responses when they not just taste them, but smell them, and to see people's reactions, many of whom, grew up in countries or parts of the world where mangoes are common, but they've been away from them for a very long time. And they come to a place like this, and it's a very emotional response. And it's something unique to see. And, every day we open our farm, and it seems like every day we open that gate and a line of cars drive in. People come here early and wait in line, like they're waiting for Black Friday or something. And I've never seen a fruit do that. I've never seen any fruit or crop or whatever, do that kind of thing to people. So I think that's kind of a long explanation, but that's what makes mangoes special, I think, or some of what makes mangoes special.
Wow. So, what really makes your mangoes different than the store-bought mangoes? Because most of you guys out there watching have never tried some of the amazing mangoes that I tried to lift earlier in this video. And of course, he has over 300 kinds. And right now, there's only a handful of kinds I could try for you guys. Why are they so good when people just buy the mangoes at the store and they're like, oh, these aren't that good? Like, why are the ones that you grow special and a lot different, not just different, but a lot different than the ones people would find in the store?
Well, for one thing, most of the commercial exporters in the Western Hemisphere are only growing a few varieties of mangoes, and there's reason for that. The list of qualities that matter to an exporter or importer, include things like shelf life, yield, total production, appearance, color, quality, shape, uniformity. Pretty much on the bottom of that list is flavor. So, there is not much incentive for a commercial exporter or importer to grow mangoes of exceptional flavor. And in some cases, many of the varieties that we grow don't have much shelf life. They don't last very long. Maybe their peak flavor is not very long lasting, but maybe they have another quality. Maybe they're not very firm. Maybe they're too soft. Maybe they don't ship well, or they pick green well. Maybe they just have an odd shape that makes it hard to pack them. But, these qualities that are so important and essential to people that are exporting mangoes don't matter to us here. We can sell these mangoes locally. We don't have to ship them off to a distribution center. We don't have to send them through hot water treatment. The USDA requires that any mangoes that are imported into the United States from most of the world go through one of two treatment regimens. They can either be irradiated, which most mangoes that are sent into the United States are not, because the people that are exporting them don't have that infrastructure, but some of them are. The ones that come from India are often irradiated.
Mexico now, too, I've seen a lot.
Yeah, so there's some irradiation going on with some of the mangoes grown in the Western Hemisphere, but most of them that are imported here go through what's called hot water treatment. So that's 90 minutes of 115 degrees Fahrenheit or higher or longer. They must go through that entire process or they can't be imported. That's USDA regulation. Well, guess what? They're practically cooking the fruit. So that destroys a lot of the flavor on a lot of the varieties of mangoes that, would otherwise possibly taste acceptable. We don't have to do that to our fruit, thankfully. It's just picked fresh off the tree, and it's either shipped directly to you or sold locally. So we have the luxury of growing varieties that, don't have great commercial traits in some cases. Some of them do, but a lot of them have one issue or another that keeps them from being adopted by commercial growers, and they might be some of the best mangoes you ever ate in your entire life. I mean, mind-blowingly good, life-changing mangoes, and a commercial exporter will never touch them. So that's what distinguishes us from the product that you see at the grocery store and really, or supermarket or whatever, and it's not even comparable. It's not the same product. We don't consider that competition to us because it's just not the same thing, and you'll realize that probably the moment you ever try a locally grown mango. So
wow, I mean, I would totally concur, and I would kind of relate this to people that drink wine, right? if you get $2 Chuck at Trader Joe's, it's like the cheap one, that's the garbage stuff. But if you're a wine connoisseur, you pay $100 a bottle for this vintage or that, which I know nothing about wine. You know, it's like the exceptional wine. These are exceptional mangoes, guys. It is very hard to get exceptional mangoes shipped to you guys. So Alex, why did you decide to ship mangoes? Because I'm sure with all your amazing mangoes and all the amazing people here in South Florida, you can sell them all locally if you wanted. You don't need to ship them around the country and go through that expense and hassle to do that. Like, why do you decide to do that?
Well, we decided to do it because we had a lot of people asking us, especially in the early stages of my business, that wanted them shipped. For one thing, we knew that there was a lot of interest. People that already liked mangoes in some cases, and they just had no access to good ones because they lived in New York or something. Maybe they used to live in Florida. Maybe they used to live in Jamaica or India. And they wanted to have those without having to, you know, buy an expensive plane ticket to go consume them, right? Or take time away from their work or whatever. And so we had a lot of people requesting them. And we wanted to, you know, make the fruit available to those people. And then we had people who maybe they had never had mangoes before. Or never had good ones, and they just wanted to try a good mango, like, you know, despite having never been exposed to them. And a lot of people wanted to try, you know, a lot of these newer hybrids and things of that sort without, you know, having them available locally sometimes. So even in Florida, we've done a lot of, quite a bit of shipping over the years. So that's what got us interested in shipping. And, you know, as it turned out, the shipping was profitable enough to justify doing it, and it became a major part of our business. And we're happy that we get to share the joy of mangoes with people that not just live close by to us, but are in faraway places, and they get to share in the mango season like we do. And, you know, maybe they can't go and pick them up every day of the week or whatever, but they can get something close to it. And we've gotten pretty good at shipping them so that we can ship them where they're firm enough they won't get damaged or bruised in transit, but they'll still ripen like they should and ripen within, you know, a week or less and taste like a great mango can taste.
Wonderful. So I know you have a limited amounts of mangoes and you just say, oh yeah, they're for sale. You go around. Actually, when we got here today, he was driving around his little golf cart, like, looking at the trees. Oh, we got about 20 pounds of that. We got about 15 pounds of that. We got 10 of this. And then you come back and you make a list and then you publish it on your website. So you want to talk more about that process and what's the best time to go to your website to scoop up the ones you got right this week.
Right. So for shipping, we are going to be posting them on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern time and Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So anything we post on Sunday, we ship out the next day on Monday. And then it's express shipped, and usually it will arrive within 1 to 2 days, depending on where you live. And then we do it all over again on Tuesday. We go out, count the fruit, see how much shipping grade fruit we've got, design these boxes with these, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 varieties in some of these boxes. We also offer single variety boxes that are slightly cheaper for those that just want mangoes and they don't care what kind of mangoes they get. We've got plenty of good ones that we can put completely in one box. And those then on Tuesday that we post ship on Wednesday. So Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, we post the boxes. They go live, people buy them, and then they get harvested and shipped out the next day. We like to harvest the fruit the same day that we ship it. So that fruit that goes in that box that day, it hasn't been sitting for a couple of days or something like that. No, me or one of my employees went out and picked that fruit that day, goes in a crate, goes straight into the box, gets wrapped, goes into the box. If you live locally and you want to reserve some interesting varieties, we also offer the opportunity for people to buy local fruit to be picked up. So we post at night between 8 and 10 p.m. every night. We post some fruit on our website for local pickup. And then we also have our fruit stand open every day of the week during mango season, as long as we've got enough fruit to support it. So usually we need a few 100 pounds a day at least to keep our fruit stand open. And then once we don't, we close it and we just go to appointments or online sales only until we're really out of fruit. So that's how we sell our fruit.
Wonderful. So after somebody places their order, then they get their box of mangoes and they get it. What do they do with it? Obviously, they shouldn't just let it sit in the box or put the box in the fridge and then just forget about it for a couple days. What should they do when they get their box? And then when can they start eating the mangoes? How long does it take to ripen? Do some ripen like the same day or ready to eat? Or tell us about that.
Yeah, so sometimes some of the fruit will arrive ripe. It happens, especially if the box takes an extra day to arrive. But in some cases, they ripen pretty quick in that box. They're sitting in their own ethylene, which they give off naturally. And that causes them to ripen. And, constrained inside that box, they ripen faster than they will sitting on a counter. So, but when you receive them, usually they're not going to be ripe. They're going to be mature and ripening, but they're not going to be ready to slice open quite yet. So the best thing to do is to either leave them on your counter, or if you want them to ripen faster, if you have a warm area that's not air conditioned, like a garage, for example, you can leave them stored in there and they will ripen a little quicker. It'll hasten the ripening process enough that you might get a fruit ready to eat a day or so sooner than you otherwise would leaving it in air conditioning. But you kind of have to judge by feeling and smelling. They should have some give to them when you squeeze them, but they shouldn't be mushy. They'll usually change color, usually yellow, and sometimes the red will become more intense. And they'll be giving off a stronger aroma when they're ready to cut too. But they're not all, the same kind of aroma, and some of them have stronger aromatic traits that will kind of fill a room, if you will. But you shouldn't refrigerate them until you feel they're dead ripe, ready to eat, and you're wanting to extend their shelf life a little bit. So if you refrigerate them at that point, they're fine. But if you refrigerate them before they're ready, you actually stall out the ripening process and they don't taste correctly. They don't taste right. So they can get chilling injury at 55 degrees or below. And that's one of the reasons why commercial grown imported mangoes don't taste so great either, because they store them with produce that can take much colder temperatures. So don't refrigerate your mangoes until they're actually dead ripe. So
wonderful. Then if somebody wanted to store the mango in the fridge once they're dead ripe, how long would they store for to kind of,
They can keep for at least a week in the refrigerator, but I've had them keep actually for several weeks. Surprisingly, the refrigeration can extend their shelf life pretty long. Longest I've ever seen was a month, but that's rare. Most of the time they're well bad by that point. But count on at least a week in the refrigerator, so it will extend their shelf life at least that much.
All right, you talked a little bit about temperatures and chilling industry, and I'm big on chilling injury on fruits. I personally have 3 different fridges, and they're each at different temperatures. So I have fridge for my juices and things. I keep it like 35. I have a fridge that's like 45. And I also have a fridge for 55 that guess what fridge my mango's going. The 55 fridge. That being said, at a warmer temperature, things don't last as long either. So what temperature do you recommend to store the mangoes at for the best, keeping the most flavor, but also having the best storage ability for it?
If you're trying to ripen the fruit, don't store them at a temperature below, let's say, 62 degrees or so. If you are trying to extend the life of that ripe fruit, if you can store them in the 50s, it's more optimal. They'll take 40s at that point. It's more damaging at the point below 55 when they're still in the process of ripening, when they're not done ripening. But when they're done, storing them at lower temperatures usually is okay, in terms of extending their shelf life. But the problem is that when mangoes are harvested and they're just, they're not ripe yet, they'll get stored at, below 55 degrees Fahrenheit with like stone fruits and apples and things like that. And when that happens, they don't taste right. They don't ripen right. So that's what you want to avoid. But once they're completely ripe, you can store them in those 40-something degree, even 30-something degree temperatures, and they're structurally usually okay. Now, will it have an impact on the flavor? Probably to some extent. And that's debatable. Like I've tried many of them at refrigeration temperatures before. Some of them taste fine. Some of them, it really changes them quite a bit. So a little bit of trial and error.
Wonderful. So I recommend that you guys eat the mangoes fresh if you guys are investing in the money, because it's definitely not your store-bought mango prices here at the farm. To eat them all fresh, but of course if you have them and you have too many or something for some reason, you could also dehydrate them. Of course you could freeze them for later, and I would just savor them fresh. You can make them into like what's called a frozen fruit sorbet, like banana ice cream. That'd be amazing. Like some of the crazy varieties you have made into 100% fruit sorbet or ice cream. So yeah, so how would somebody buy your mangoes? What's your website and how can they do that? And what months of the year do you guys sell the fresh mangoes?
We sell the mangoes between April and August. Sometimes we have a few mangoes in March or September, but in terms of us actually selling the fruit, the peak season is like May, June, July. In terms of buying the fruit, our website is the best method probably, tropicalacresfarms.com. You can also find us on social media on Facebook and Instagram, but our website has an online store that people can purchase fruit and trees on. You can call us directly if you want more information or send us an email or direct message. If you want to visit us locally, you can also buy fruit at our fruit stand. It is a cash fruit stand, so we don't take cards, so keep that in mind. But that fruit stand is open at least for the months of June and July. Sometimes we've opened as early as May. This year we opened in, towards the end of May. And it stays open as long as we've got enough fruit for it. But we don't like having people show up and we sell out in 10 minutes or something like that. So when we get to a point where we don't feel we have enough fruit, we'll close our fruit stand down, and then you can only purchase the fruit online. So, but that's how you can purchase fruit from us and when you can purchase fruit from us. Mango season is defined here in Florida in the warmer months. It's not occurring in the winter. So if you come in December, we're not going to have any mangoes for you. So.
Wonderful. So, the best availability will be online, where you could actually order to pick up here at the farm. Of course, you could order to ship. And the last method, you could actually come here and pick out your own mangoes at the fruit stand as well. So that's pretty much it, man. If you guys want to get some mangoes, links down below, tropicalacresfarms.com to buy those amazing mangoes that you saw me taste some of the ripe varieties right now. Of course, the varieties that are ripe are always changing. And if you guys enjoyed this episode with Alex and at his farm today, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Also, if you love mangoes, give this video a big thumbs up. That helps out the YouTube algorithm, get this video out to more people. Also, be sure to share this video with other people that love mangoes, in the United States, because they could learn about all the mangoes that they could get shipped right to them, direct from the farm, pick the morning they ship them out to you. So you guys are going to get the freshest mangoes everywhere that blow away any store-bought mango you've ever had that have been imported and hot water dipped or irradiated, have basically next to no flavor and just a faint hint of fragrance or anything like that. Also, be sure to click on the subscribe button right down below so you get notified when my new videos come out. I talk all about eating more fruits and vegetables, which are the healthiest foods on the entire planet. And make sure you click the little bell so you get notified as my new videos come out. And finally, be sure to check out past episodes. The past episodes are wealth of knowledge. Over 600 episodes at this time on the channel, teaching you guys all about eating and the health benefits of eating more fresh fruits and fresh vegetables in your diet. So with that, my name is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. We'll see you next time. And until then, remember, keep eating your fresh fruits and vegetables. They're always the best.